Before I start with the review, I would like to warn you because there will be spoilers for episode 9 and both games of The Last of Us. So watch on your own risk.
I live inside my own world of make-believe.
Howdy everyone. Welcome back to Pedro's Week everyone. If you don't know what is that, you should watch episode 7 and 8's review. Keep up old man. Anyways, I'm back so soon to review episode 9 of Last of Us. The end of the journey. I will miss watching and reviewing this show every week. I will miss following Joel and Ellie on their adventures and seeing their bond develop over the episodes. I know there will be second season, but if they will follow the second game closely, there won't be many wholesome Joel and Ellie moments as this season. And it will be even more darker than this one. But talking about being dark, I had only one major complaint with this episode, and it was the lack of gore. I had my doubts and I even mentioned it in my episode 7 and 8 review video, which just came out few hours ago, so check it out after this one. But the lack of gore lessened the impact of the ending as compared to the game's ending. I am not trying to say that gore equal good, but there is a reason why the ending of the first game is considered one of the darkest. This ending doesn't feel as dark, and it was supposed to set up season 2 because the surgeon Joel killed is the father of Abby, unless they change it. And they didn't show even a single kill properly. They just changed the camera angles or cut to new scene, which is a bummer because in long term it won't feel like anything special. These kills will just feel like all the other kills by Joel throughout the season. If they showed some gore and blood, it would have stood out. Maybe it did for the new viewers who didn't know what was coming. I will have to read others' review to know how they felt, but these were my thoughts. Also, I felt that the hospital scene was rushed. They should have made it longer, a longer conversation with Marlene, and they should have showed Marlene being more remorseful over having to sacrifice Ellie for the cure. I mean, she knew Ellie since she was born, yet she hardly seemed sad by the fact that Ellie is dying. I wish this episode was longer, but that's all I have to criticize this episode for. Overall, it was really good and a highway to end the season on. Before I go any further, I will just like to remind you to subscribe if you are enjoying the video and like as well.
Let's just put a pin in that.
Anyways, when I watched episode 6, I kinda mixed the sequence of events from the game and I thought the giraffe scene was supposed to happen in that episode. I even mentioned it in my review of the episode, but it was my mistake. It happened in this episode and it was such a wholesome scene. Before that scene, Ellie was in low spirits after everything that happened to her in episode 8. But seeing the giraffe cheered her up and it was really sweet. I'm glad they got the giraffe scene right because it is an iconic scene from the games. I keep saying this, but I'm so surprised by how perfectly they managed to adapt the game. It wasn't an easy task, but they did it. And not just that, but they made enough changes for the fans of games to enjoy it as well. So props to them. One of such change was making Joel more vulnerable. They last showed his vulnerable side in episode 6 and expanded on that further in this episode by revealing that Joel tried to commit suicide after Sarah died. These may seem like small changes but very important for long-term storytelling. It helps us understand the character of Joel and relate to him more. It will give viewers an understanding of why Joel needs Ellie so much and why he would rather kill all the fireflies and let go of any hope of the cure than let them kill Ellie. I plan on making a separate video examining the character of Joel from the show, so I will expand on this topic on that video. The toughest task for the Last of Us adaptation would have been casting the perfect actors for the two main characters. But they hit a jackpot because they managed to get two persons made for these characters. Pedro is amazing, it's obvious by now. But he gave such a good performance that you connected with Joel despite everything he has done. He is a perfect Joel anyone could have asked for. Everyone will admit that, and if you don't, I will fight you. But while Pedro as Joel is loved by everyone, I don't see same amount of love for Bella as Ellie. A lot of people are not fan of her cause she doesn't look like the Ellie from the games. I don't care if she looks like Ellie from the games or not. First of all, it's not easy to find an actor who is exact copy of a character from the games and fits all the requirements like looking young enough to pass off playing a teen. Secondly, to me, what is more important than looking like the character is having acting ability to get the spirit and attitude of the character right. I would choose an actor who knows how to play the character even if they don't look like that character, rather than an actor who looks like the actor but doesn't know how to play them. And Bella understood Ellie and played her brilliantly. She got her attitude right and had undeniable chemistry with Pedro's Joel. So, massive respect to both of them for getting two of my favorite characters from the games right. Also, it was nice to hear the voice of the original Ellie in this episode. Ashley Johnson's performance was really good. Overall, while I wish they did few things differently, but it was still a really strong episode and a great end to this journey. I will miss this season, but I'm glad it happened and I got to follow Joel and Ellie in their adventure once again. That's all I wanna say. Goodbye, Last of Us Season 1. If you liked the video, press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you have already watched the episode, comment below your thoughts. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.